Sure, I'm Councillor Cammy and I'm the leader at the City of Edinburgh Council. I think you've seen hundreds of people here today celebrating Windrush's 75th anniversary, from people from all across the Caribbean, from one end to the other. It's been fantastic seeing the colourful costumes, the music, the dance, and everybody here having a great time. So I think it's really important that the city celebrates the 75th anniversary, and I hope that the city will now look to celebrate this on an annual basis, and that's something we're going to try and take forward into the future. Fantastic. I mean, I've just finished a nice rum punch and a rum cocktail and some amazing jerk chicken and doubles. So and met some amazing people, from Lisa through some of the performers and the people behind this in the Jazz and Blues International Festival. And the number of people who brought this event together today has been absolutely astronomical, and I'm really grateful that I've been able to be part of it and help launch today's event. And as I said, I hope we can make this an event that we celebrate every year going forward. So thank you so much for the people who organise this, and here's to next year's events.
So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do something a little bit different. Edge a little closer, edge. I'm going to come a little closer, come.
Personally, as I'm from the Caribbean, I'm born and bred in Trinidad and Tobago. My family, my grandma, my mother moved across from a very early age and created a life for all of us here in the UK. Through my family, we've kept, my sister, my brother have done the cooking today, so they've kept tradition in the family. So it means a lot to me of being able to still carry on the Caribbean tradition that we have in our family.
Being from South Africa, I think the celebration is very important because I can see there are some similarities in terms of the contribution that the Caribbean people have done and contributed to England, and I think it's very important to celebrate this and celebrate the history and celebrate how far the Caribbean people have come in the city.
So far it's been an amazing time. Everyone is so talented, and it's going to be a fun-filled day with lots of music, dance and talent.
So it's my first experience of Windrush, and it's just so exciting. It's just so much energy, and it's a beautiful communal environment that's very exciting, and the event is a reflection of just that.
The reason I started this association is to bring all kinds of different folks together from right across the Caribbean living in Edinburgh. And we have people from right across the region. We have our little inter-island squabbles occasionally, but generally not. So in a way, it's almost like building a mini federation right here in Edinburgh.
It was nice to be part of this legacy, part of the celebrations of Windrush. So even though it was pre-Windrush, World War II, it's still part of Scottish history. I would like to take this opportunity as well to, if you ever get the chance to go to Glasgow, I live in Glasgow, Pollock Park, the Forestry Commission put up 100 trees for the Commonwealth, representing the support that they had over the war. And there's a plaque about my grandfather's history with my name on it in one of the photos. We even had the pleasure of having the Belizean High Commissioner from London visit us. And she said, "You're a historian now, you're part of Scottish history. So if you get a chance, I invite you to go. It's quite nice. There's a lot of Caribbean trees there as well."
People in this room know an awful lot more about this than I do, but I think it's my job as the leader of this city to be here to commend the work that you've all done over many, many years. People here from Guyana to the Bahamas and everything in between, that is fantastic. 400 years of Caribbean life thriving here in Edinburgh. I was speaking earlier to Lisa about the kind of roles that the Caribbean community have had in this city for many, many years. And that could be as carers, that could be as doctors, universities, business people, people who run distilleries and fine rum, as we just seen next door, teachers and professions, all part of civic life across our amazing city.
Everybody representing soca, reggae, jazz, hip-hop. I want to say big up to the whole section here. Give them a round of applause, please. So we're going to do this now, right? We're going to do this now. One, dollar wine, boom. Dollar wine, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let me
was a long one, but I enjoyed every second. Remembering the moment of looking out on the landscape and daydreaming was more than enough to make me crave that feeling once again. It was early morning in the almost empty motorway. Light reggae was playing on the radio, accompanied by the low rumble of the engine and the faint sound of snoring next to me. Occasionally we stopped to rest, grab a bite, and loosen off. Then we continued our long journey to meet a family I didn't know.
I really enjoyed that drumming. I'm just wanting to dance. So in my excitement, I said I was going to read the first three poets' bios, and then I just got excited and introduced Amadia. So I'm just going to now introduce our second poet for the afternoon. Her name is Roshni Gallagher.
The soil remembers everything it used to be. Carbon, fracture, petal. Last month, the full white blossoms swelled and blotted out the sky. Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Courtney Stoddart, and I'm a poet, performer, writer, that kind of stuff. Yeah, so my mom is of a Caribbean background, and her mother came over in the sort of Windrush generation, and my mom was actually adopted, so I didn't grow up with Caribbean culture at all, so it's kind of been something I've been more initiated into later in life, but I think it's so important to celebrate these events. You know, I think when you look at history, we focus on certain groups over and over again, and we kind of don't acknowledge the history of Black people often, and not just solely Black people, but you know, there's a lot of forgotten histories, you know, and things which are kind of swept under the rug and obfuscated, and I think it's really important that we acknowledge this, because it's a massive event that's affected many people, and yeah, so it's affected whole generations. So I think it's really important to celebrate that, acknowledge it, and understand the impact that it has on us today. Oh, it's amazing. It's so beautiful just to see people, you know, coming together and, you know, celebrating creatively. You know, I think as humans we're intrinsically creative, so I think it's wonderful to come together in that way.
Perfect, thank you.
We don't need to be kings and queens. Let us see the beauty in being revolutionaries beyond all means. Dreams, reap and sow them at the seams, and best believe we will be what we were born to be, to love freely, fulfill our destiny. 'Cause see, those who composed Black history, they were people just like you and me. Thank you.
Rebellion, within and without. Stories held across equators. Place one half of each self together and there you'll find me. Navigating oceans that won't sleep. Carve the air to runes.
We could not move from this bed for bloating. We will remember that at the round-bellied midway point of our journey, it was implosions on the ocean floor that tickled our imaginations.
And he began to scream. You thinking about the thing without a name? You get so much to like it, you wouldn't leave it for anywhere else. Subject to the provisions of this section. Second test, and the West Indies won.